Can you have one suppressor to do just about everything? One suppressor that you use on all of your guns, regardless of caliber? Well, you kind of can. This is the Resilient Suppressor's Ramblin Man. Now, first off, disclaimer, Resilient did send me this suppressor, but as you guys already know, that's not really going to affect anything I have to say about it. You know, I did get sent free suppressor from Whip Machine and Tool. I've told you guys the truth about that one. This suppressor is pretty cool though. So it is extremely modular, much more so than any other suppressor that I own. It's a 46 caliber suppressor, meaning that it can be used on anything 46 caliber and smaller. So you can use this on your FNX 45. You can use it on 9mm, 300 blackout, 5.56. You can use it on just about anything that you might want to suppress. And it is modular, meaning that you can actually make it, small and have a K can, something nice and compact, or you can have it nice and long. It's hub compatible, so you could change out mounting platforms and put it on just about everything, and we did. We have tried it on multiple things, and I'm gonna show you guys all that in this video. This is the Resilient Ramblin Man, a fully modular, multi-cal, 46 cal actually, suppressor. I've got a 9mm end cap in it and a tri-lug adapter on the MP5K here. This is a 2-stamp gun, and it sounds pretty good. When Resilient reached out to me to ask if I wanted to review one of their suppressors, they gave me a couple of options to choose from, and I chose the Ramblin Man. Actually, the timing was perfect. It was right when I was doing the MP5K build, and I needed a 9mm suppressor for that. Now, this isn't specifically a 9mm suppressor, but I'm running it with the 9mm end cap. You could change your end caps. I've got a 45 end cap here. Got a 30 cal end cap here. This would be great on 300 blackout. It's rated for down to a 10.5 inch barrel and 5.56. Now, just to get this out of the way really quick, this is not really a hard use suppressor. It's not Inconel, it's not stainless steel. This is a titanium suppressor. So I'm not sure I would run it on a Mark 18 with a super safety or a forced reset trigger. It's not really meant for that, although it is full auto rated for pistol calibers. I am mainly using it for pistol calibers, specifically at 9mm. So I ran it on this gun 2 weeks ago. Actually, last weekend, technically, when I'm filming this, with their titanium booster and piston. The piston will be DLC coated when it is released. This is a pre-release one, and it was not coated, but it worked perfectly on this pistol. And Glocks are generally not the best pistols to suppress, but with their piston and booster setup and this suppressor in the short configuration, it worked great on this PSA dagger, which is a Gen 3 Glock 19 clone. But the main gun that I really wanted to put this thing on was the MP5K here. And so, piston and booster on the handgun there, but it also takes a tri-lug adapter from Yankee Hill Machine or their own tri-lug adapter. Resilient makes a tri-lug adapter as well that is also hub compatible. If you're gonna tri-lug this, make sure you get one that is hub compatible, Bravo thread pattern, because there's a lot of tri-lugs on the market that I've found that are not hub compatible. So I've got a Yankee Hill Machine tri-lug on here. Tri-lug is awesome for MP5s. It is just quick and easy. This video is sponsored by Aura. Aura, I've been touting them for a long time. And while a suppressor will protect your hearing, Aura will protect your privacy and your data, your personal information online. And they do that very affordably. They do all kinds of stuff, all for just 12 bucks a month. And it's literally all of your online security. They'll protect you from data leaks. They give you spam and junk mail removal, a VPN with safe browsing. They give you antivirus software, 3-bureau credit monitoring, spam call protection, password manager, home title monitoring, and then, like I always say, the most important one is data broker removal, where they go online, they find anywhere where your data has been leaked and is being sold to scammers and spammers by data brokers. They submit opt-out requests on your behalf, taking you off those data broker lists, and you stop getting spam calls, and you stop getting scam calls, you stop getting spam emails. It's pretty wonderful, actually. And they do it all for 12 bucks a month. But if you want to try it out absolutely free and decide if it's right for you or not, use my link, aura.com/sawtoothtactical. You could try it out for 2 weeks, 14 days, absolutely free. And if you like what you see, you can decide to keep it for 12 bucks a month. If you don't, hey, do what you want. But again, 2 weeks, absolutely free. You've got nothing to lose at aura.com/sawtoothtactical. It is super windy out here today. Took the ears off. Let's see how this suppressor sounds with no ear pro. Pretty good. Back to the Resilient Ramblin' Man. So the Ramblin' Man, Resilient Suppressors names all of their suppressors on these old songs. They've got the Stacy's Mom, like Stacy's Mom has got it going on. They've got the Ramblin' Man, they've got the Simple Man. And in my opinion, why I think this one is called the Ramblin' Man is because, well, it can ramble to any of your guns. It'll ramble right on. And so I've used it on multiple guns already. Now, you know, I've got a Polonium K there. I use that on all my 5.56 guns, but only on my 5.56 guns. It's a 5.56 suppressor. This you can use on anything. I'm sure it would sound really good on the 300 Blackout, especially with subs and especially in this long configuration. But again, you can run it long or short. When I was running it on the Dagger here, I ran it in the short configuration to not have something ridiculously long hanging off the Dagger. And I was running 124 grain supersonic rounds through this, and it sounded pretty decent. I still did use hearing protection that day because I was running supers and I was running it in the short configuration. But it ran perfectly reliably because it is titanium and it is lightweight, and it worked great with their booster and piston setup. And then this week I ran it on what I really wanted to put it on, which is the MP5K here. And I did it in the long configuration on this because the K is so short already anyway that that added length doesn't bother me. And it's such a lightweight suppressor being titanium that I don't even notice any added weight out front, which is pretty sweet. This whole setup right here weighs literally nothing. Even compared to my short barreled ARs, this is a lightweight setup and it is very, very suppressed. How does this thing sound? Well, I definitely did not need hearing protection with 147 grain 9mm. Now 147s are subsonic, so you would expect that with a good long suppressor with a lot of volume. This thing sounded amazing. So you don't really have to worry about it being 46 caliber if you're running it on a smaller caliber. You just use the correct end cap for it. I've got the 9mm end cap on it and it sounded amazing. I didn't have to worry about baffle strikes, anything like that, whether with the tri-lug or with the piston and booster setup. It has just ran fantastic. Now, they do say, again, like I said, this is not really a hard use suppressor when it comes to rifle rounds. They do have barrel length restrictions on certain things, like for 300 Blackout, it's 7 inches for supersonic, 5 inches for subsonic. I think that is, usually you're running a short barrel 300 Blackout anyway. 10.5 inches for 5.56, and no barrel length restrictions for pistol calibers like 9mm. And so this 5-inch barrel, this 4-inch barrel, no problems whatsoever. What I really like about this suppressor is its modularity. You can use it on everything, and I know I keep saying that, But that is really true, and that's not something that I have in any of my other suppressors. All of my other ones pretty much are dedicated to their specific guns. No ear pro needed with this thing. Running it in the long configuration. Last week we ran it in the short configuration on the PSA Dagger. This week we're going long configuration on the MP5. I've got my 30 cal can on my 300 blackout. My 5.56 suppressor moves around, but it stays only on my 5.56 guns. I've got a 9mm suppressor on here. It stays on that gun. It's green. I painted the gun green to match it. But this one, well, this one will get moved around a little bit. It's going to mostly be ran on this MP5K setup, and you're going to see it more. Don't worry, I will have a whole video coming out on this MP5K setup very soon. But I wanted to put out a dedicated video about this suppressor first. For one, because I've had it for a little while. I've been running it on multiple guns, and I've been very impressed with it. And I wanted to show you guys that. You know, right now there's a lot of talk about suppressors being taken off of the NFA. Possibly very soon. I mean, the Senate wants to pass the big, beautiful bill by July 4th. The Hearing Protection Act is currently on that bill, and that would take suppressors off of the NFA. A lot of new people that have never owned suppressors before are probably going to want to get suppressors if they don't have to pay for a tax stamp and go through the NFA process. A lot of people might just want to get one suppressor for all of their guns, and this one makes a lot of sense for that. Like I said, if you've got a 1911 with a threaded barrel, this will work on it. 46 caliber. If you've got, hunting rifles, it'll work on them. If you've got 300 blackouts, even 5.56, as long as you're not just mag dumping mag after mag through it, you kind of want to keep this thing below 700 degrees Fahrenheit, being that it's a lightweight titanium suppressor. But for something like a pistol caliber carbine, a subgun, or even a handgun, this thing is freaking sweet because it's really lightweight, it's really quiet, and it's adaptable to anything that you want to put it on. These are just 124 grain, nothing subsonic here, regular supersonic 9mm loads, but let's see how it sounds just shooting into the mountainside a couple times. This is the first chance I've had to shoot the MP5K since getting the tax stamps approved. So I finally got a real collapsible stock on her. Pretty sweet. Vertical foregrip, necessary on an MP5K, and the resilient Ramblin man. Nice, long, quiet suppressor. Suppressors are one of my favorite things, and I'm going to continue to get suppressors whether they're on the NFA or not. But of course, I hope that we get them off the NFA soon, and you can buy them just, well, they're still going to be on the GCA, the Gun Control Act, so you're still going to have to fill out a 4473, and they'll basically be treated like a firearm instead of an NFA item. But that's still a lot better than waiting for the ATF to approve it and paying for a tax stamp, getting fingerprinted, mugshot, all that. That might be going away soon. And if you're looking for one suppressor that you can run on just about everything, this is a pretty sweet deal. I think that it is ideal for a subgun PCC. It sounds amazing on this, and it is full auto rated for pistol cartridges. So I can run this as fast as I want, no issue. Pistol rounds, they just don't have as much pressure as rifle rounds. They don't get quite as hot. It also works great on actual pistols because, again, it is lightweight, and because, well, it's modular, you can, take the last 4 baffles off, put the end cap in the first, K-size part of it, and then you've got a K-can. I think that that is pretty cool. In the past, I have, specifically bought K-cans because I wanted something short. It's nice to have the option to have a K can or a long can. This is like multiple suppressors in one for the price of one. And what is the price? Well, this is right at about $1,000. And I think that that is pretty good for what you get here. For a suppressor that you can run on so many different things in so many different configurations. Like I said, I ran it with a piston booster, with a tri-lug. I ran it short, I ran it long. You can run it on multiple calibers. It's really like you get more than one suppressor for the price of one. And I think that's pretty sweet. I do want to thank Resilient Suppressors for sending this out for review. I'm honestly very happy with it, very impressed with it. For my purposes on the MP5K here, and even on the PSA Dagger, it does very well. And I'm pretty dang happy with it. But let me know in the comments, have you guys ran Resilient suppressors? I don't see enough content about their suppressors out there. And from the one that I've experienced with, the Ramblin man here, I'm pretty impressed with what they have to offer. I would like to try out some of their other ones and see what they're like as well, because they do have hard use 5.56 rated cans as well. But man, this one for a sub gun, something like this, pretty fantastic. But let me know what your experience has been with Resilient suppressors, or what you would recommend for a one suppressor, kind of a do-all suppressor that people could put on multiple guns. I'd love to hear from you guys, and it's good for the people in the comments that don't have the experience yet to learn from other people besides just me. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, and from Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped.